Okay, real talk. I once watched Alex attempt a midnight cereal run and nearly perform a dramatic dive into the laundry basket. Turns out multitasking and moonlit snacks do not mix. So when I told him we were going to try some micro movements by the bedside to sleep better and wake up stronger, he blinked like a particularly confused owl and asked if this involved fewer laundry dives. I promised it would be easy, short, and terribly effective, and that he could keep the cereal for after our success story, or as a reward, depending on his performance. Here's the science first, but not too nerdy version. Tiny, deliberate movements before sleep help down-regulate your nervous system, circulate blood to tight places, and cue your brain that rest mode is coming, basically telling your body it's chill time louder than a sleepy dog on a couch. Alex visibly brightened when I said, circulate blood, because he thought I meant a victory dance, but I clarified that the actual plan involves less flailing and more gentle control. We'll be going for 7 tiny magic tricks, micro movements, that fit neatly into bedside life and won't ask you to be a morning person overnight, just a slightly friendlier version of yourself at 7 a.m. Micro workouts are all about intention, 5 to 60 seconds of focused movement, done mindfully, close to your bed so you can do them in pajamas if you're into that. Alex definitely is, and he insists pajamas are performance wear. These tiny bits add up, like putting coins into a piggy bank, except much less sticky and more restorative, and I promise they won't require Lycra or a motivational poster. We'll keep each move short, explain the why and the how, and I will, inevitably, make fun of Alex's improv choreography along the way. Alright, here's our lineup. 1 diaphragmatic breathing with a gentle pelvic tilt, 2 neck circles, 3 supported cat-cow on the bed, 4 knees to chest hug, 5 seated figure, 4 glute opener, 6 slow spinal roll down roll up at the bedside, and 7 calf raises with ankle pumps, short, sweet, and surprisingly effective. Alex raised an eyebrow at the word pelvics and asked if it would require subtitles. I said no subtitles, but good posture would help. We're going to space these across a pre-sleep sequence and a wake-up mini routine, and yes, I'll rate Alex's form on a scale of 1 to please hire a coach. We start with diaphragmatic breathing, the kind that uses the belly like a gentle balloon, combined with a tiny pelvic tilt to ease the low back. And no, it doesn't sound as sexy as it looks in a yoga poster, but it sure feels great. I had Alex lie on his back with his knees bent and feet planted on the mattress. He puffed his cheeks theatrically the first time because drama, but after 3 breaths, his shoulders relaxed and his face turned from stressed waiter to content cat. Count 4 in, 4 out, and on the exhale, let the pelvis rock up a hair. Trust me, 5 cycles of this feels like a tiny reset button for your whole torso. This pairing quiets the sympathetic nervous system, fancy words that mean calmer you, and stretches tiny low back muscles that love to hoard tension like they're saving it for a dramatic finale. Alex admitted he usually sleeps like a nervous squirrel, so watching his shoulders drop and his breath deepen was deeply satisfying and also slightly vindicating. Practically speaking, this reduces late-night fidgeting and can help you fall asleep faster without a melatonin chaser or an interpretive dance routine. If you find yourself holding your breath like you're trying to hide from life, gently remind yourself to breathe. Yes, Alex, I'm looking at you and your accidental breath-holding theatrics because shallow chest breathing sabotages the whole point. A helpful cue. Place one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. If the chest moves more, aim to let the belly do the heavy lifting. This is a micro move you can return to any time you feel anxiety creeping in, or if your brain starts rehearsing awkward conversations from 2014. If Alex's lower back is staging a protest, slide a pillow under the knees, and reduce the tilt range, you still get the nervous system benefits, but with fewer angry grumbles from your lumbar spine. I like to joke that pillows are the Swiss Army knives of sleep hygiene because they're useful in so many positions, but Alex just uses them as a nap prop and/or a headrest for late-night reading. Keep this to 30-60 seconds if you want a quick reset before moving on to the next move. Neck circles are deceptively powerful when done slowly. We're not doing helicopter impersonations here, so keep the chin tucked slightly and move in a comfortable, pain-free range. Alex tried his first circle with theatrical bravado and ended up looking like a confused bobblehead, which was adorable and educational. Rotate slowly in one direction for a few counts, then reverse, feeling the small muscles at the base of the skull unwind. If you have neck pain, do only tiny arcs and stop if anything sharp says nope. Cat-cow gets an upgrade on the mattress. Hands on knees while seated or on all fours on the bed if you prefer more movement, arching and rounding the spine like you're politely stretching your back and your mood simultaneously. Alex did this like a sleepy kitten and then attempted a dramatic meow, which I allowed because commitment matters in movement and comedy. Focus on synchronized breath. Inhale into cow, lift the chest, exhale into cat, round the spine for a slow sequence of 6-8 breaths. A mobile spine helps your body find comfortable sleeping positions and reduces nagging stiffness that can wake you up at 3 a.m. for no good reason, which is the universe's way of telling you to get a better bedtime routine. Alex's shoulders loosened after a few rounds and he whispered, "I feel taller," which I interpreted as 1 inch of actual height and 3 inches of self-confidence. Combine 2 neck circles and 2 cat-cow cycles for a short, delicious combo that mellows the head and back together. Perfect for when Alex wants to do something productive, but the bed is whispering, "Nap me." Keep it slow, sync breath with movement, and give your body permission to exhale out tension. If you have trouble calming down, repeat the combo twice and then return to diaphragmatic breathing for a final lullaby breath. 2 golden rules: no sharp pain and less is more. If a movement pinches, back off or shorten the range. Alex once ignored this and learned the hard way that pride does not equal flexibility. Gentle consistency beats macho extremes every time. These micro movements are invitations, not dares. If you're unsure, think comfort rather than conquest, and your body will thank you in the morning with less creak and more bounce. Knees to chest is basically the adult version of curling into a burrito and somehow more socially acceptable in a bedroom routine. Hug one knee or both, depending on how your hips feel, and breathe into the low back. Alex hugged both knees like he was protecting stolen cookies and immediately reported a pleasant low back sigh, which I accepted as a valid scientific measure. Hold for 20-30 seconds, breathe slow, and remember you can rock slightly side to side for an extra cozy massage effect. The figure 4 is a tiny hip miracle. Sit on the bed edge, cross one ankle over the opposite knee, and hinge slightly forward to feel a gentle glute stretch that helps ease snappy hips and restless legs. Alex tried to be suave, making it look like a casual stretch at a party. The thing is, his party vibe reads enthusiastic houseplant, and yet the stretch did its job. Hold 20-30 seconds and switch sides, and no, it won't instantly make you a flexible contortionist, but it will reduce that late-night leg grumble that keeps you awake. A gentle supine twist, lying on your back, knees bent, drop both knees to one side while keeping shoulders soft, releases the lower back and helps your digestive system chill out, which is helpful if you misjudge the spicy food timeline. Alex performed his twist like a dramatic dance move, then admitted it was surprisingly pleasant and asked if this counted as cardio. I said only if your laugh included a tiny jog in place. Do both sides, keep breathing, and keep the twist small if your back is sensitive. Tight hips can pull on the lower back and make it hard to find a comfortable sleeping position, which is why loosening them can feel like turning down the volume on your body's noise machine. Alex, who once believed hip mobility was reserved for acrobats and competitive yogis, now concedes there are definite benefits beyond bragging rights. These bedtime stretches are tiny investments that pay dividends in less tossing and fewer mid-sleep repositioning spectacles. If any of these stretches feel intense, support with pillows under the knee or move less deep. Alex once ignored support and learned that stubbornness makes for a sore morning. Use props like rolled towels if you have tight hips or limited range, and never force a position. The goal is gentle unloading rather than heroic contortions. Think comfort, not conquest, and you'll get better results over time with tiny, consistent practice. Welcome to the wake-up half of our bedside ritual. Think of it as a gentle nudge rather than a catapult into productivity, because no one does great things on an alarm-induced adrenaline rush. Alex is a proud snooze-button athlete, so our jobs are to reframe rising as a tiny, pleasant ceremony rather than a punishment for having a dream about free tacos. We'll do short micro-movements that feed energy, increase circulation, and reduce that exhausted, did I sleep or did I time travel feeling. This is my favorite subtle energizer. Sit on the edge of the bed and slowly articulate the spine forward and down like unrolling a long scarf. Then stack the vertebrae back up one by one to stand or sit tall again. Slow and mindful wins the race. Alex tried this quickly at first and nearly became a human slinky, so we slowed him down and the movement immediately turned useful rather than slapstick. It wakes the posterior chain, integrates breath, and primes you for standing without the wobbly wobble. Stand facing the bed for support and do a set of 10 calf raises, then return to bed and do ankle pumps while seated for 30 seconds. These simple moves get circulation moving and make your feet and lower legs feel like they've had a polite conversation with energy. Alex loves to do calf raises with a dramatic flourish, which is fine if your flair comes with control. Otherwise, you'll be the person who smiles with the mystery of wobbles. These are practical for anyone who spends time sitting and reduces grogginess faster than guzzling coffee, which I'll allow afterward. If you spend your mornings typing or scrolling, a few wrist circles and shoulder rolls for 20 seconds each can do wonders to keep tension out of your neck and forearms. Alex included these and then dramatically performed a wrist flourish that somehow involved jazz hands. These extras are optional but delightful, and they slot into a morning routine without stealing your time or dignity. Use them as a quick reset before you stand up or while you reach for your slippers. Combine a spinal roll-up, 10 calf raises, 30 seconds ankle pumps, and a few shoulder rolls for a 1 to 3 minute microflow that primes you to tackle the day without launching yourself into chaos. Alex calls it his slow-motion superhero routine, and who am I to argue with branding? Repeat once if you want a little more pep, or keep it single round for a calm but energized start. The beauty is that these micro-movements stack, and consistency will feel better than sporadic intensity. Here's the practical bit. Pick one pre-sleep micro-move and one wake micro-move and do them for 7 days, just 5 minutes combined, and notice the change. Small wins compound into better sleep and easier mornings. I made Alex promise to try it for a week while I pretended to be skeptical. After 3 days of fewer wake-up groans, he admitted the routine was surprisingly civilized. Habits form by repetition, not force, so keep it easy. Track it if that helps. Ticking a box can be oddly satisfying, and don't beat yourself up if life happens. If a move is easy, progress it slowly, Add breath control, a slightly longer hold, or another repeat, and if something's too much, regress with pillows, smaller ranges, or a seated version. Alex learned quickly that advanced doesn't mean better for everyone. Personalize the sequence by swapping moves based on how you sleep and what areas hold the most tension. The goal isn't perfection, it's sustainable movement that you actually do, preferably without dramatic interpretive flourishes. Again, Alex. If you're stuck, pain, dizziness, or nothing feels right, pause and consult a professional. A physical therapist or physician can help tailor movements safely, and no, your pride does not need to conduct the consultation. Alex once pushed through a twinge and learned that braves without wisdom equals temporary setbacks. We now prefer smart brave. Gentle progress, good communication with your body, and patience will get you farther than heroic overexertion. Rituals beat rigidity. Make your bedside moment pleasurable by adding a lamp you like, a scent, a playlist, or a silly reward. Alex now allows himself one amplified high five if he completes both routines, imitation encouraged. Humor helps habit formation. Laughing at your own sleepy antics reduces stress and makes the practice feel human rather than clinical. Keep it light, celebrate small wins, and if you forget a day, treat it like a plot twist, not a failure. So there you have it. 7 gentle micro movements you can do at the bedside to sleep better and wake up with more energy, and a lot less grunting from your alarm clock. Alex promised to try the full routine for a week and even offered to let me rate his form each morning, which I will accept with both benevolence and a dramatic scorecard. Start small, be curious, have fun with the process, and remember, consistency beats intensity, especially when your bed is very persuasive.